The James Webb Space Telescope has just captured something that shouldn't exist. In the depths of space, beyond the reach of any previous instrument, Webb's unprecedented infrared sensors have locked onto a phenomenon so bizarre, so fundamentally wrong, that it's forcing scientists to question everything we thought we knew about the universe. This isn't just another exoplanet or distant galaxy. This is something that breaks the rules of physics as we understand them. Before we dive into this mind-bending discovery, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more cosmic mysteries as they unfold. The discovery that changed everything. It started as a routine observation. The James Webb Space Telescope was conducting a deep field survey in a region of space near the constellation Draco, a patch of sky so empty and unremarkable that astronomers use it as a baseline for calibrating their instruments. But hidden in the data, buried beneath layers of cosmic background radiation, researchers discovered something that made them question their instruments, their calculations, and ultimately, their sanity. The object, if we can even call it an object, appears as a perfect geometric structure, floating in the void. Not approximately perfect, not nearly perfect. Mathematically, impossibly perfect. It's a crystalline formation, roughly the size of Neptune's orbit, composed of what appears to be organized energy patterns that maintain exact symmetry down to the quantum level. This level of precision doesn't occur naturally. It can't. The second law of thermodynamics forbids it. Entropy always wins. Chaos always creeps in, yet here it is, defying the fundamental arrow of time itself. What makes this discovery even more unsettling is that the structure is rotating. Not spinning like a planet or star, but rotating through dimensions we can barely perceive. Imagine a cube passing through a two-dimensional plane. The flatlanders living in that plane would see strange, changing cross-sections that make no sense in their limited perspective. That's what we're seeing, except we're the flatlanders, and this thing is rotating through dimensions our three-dimensional minds can't fully grasp. The impossible properties. The data coming back from Webb is unlike anything in the astronomical record. The structure emits no heat signature, yet it glows across multiple wavelengths simultaneously. It has no mass that we can detect, yet it bends space-time around it in ways that suggest enormous gravitational influence. Most disturbing of all, it appears to exist in multiple quantum states at once, not at the subatomic level where such behavior is expected, but at a macro scale that should be impossible. Dr. Sarah Chen, lead researcher at the Space Telescope Science Institute, described the initial reaction. We thought our instruments were malfunctioning. We ran diagnostics, recalibrated, even considered the possibility of data corruption. But every test came back clean. The impossible was staring us in the face. The structure exhibits what physicists are calling selective interaction. It responds to some forms of electromagnetic radiation while completely ignoring others, as if it's choosing what physical laws to obey. When Webb's instruments fire photons at it, some pass through as if nothing is there. Others bounce back with their wavelengths shifted in patterns that spell out mathematical constants. Pi, Euler's number, the fine structure constant. It's as if the object is communicating through the language of physics itself. Even more bizarre, the structure appears to exist outside of causality as we understand it. Effects have been observed preceding their causes. Light reflected from the object sometimes arrives at Webb's sensors before it was sent. This isn't a measurement error. It's been confirmed by multiple independent observations. The thing exists in a temporal bubble where past, present, and future blur together into something our linear experience of time can't properly interpret. The quantum enigma. Quantum physicists have been brought in to analyze the phenomenon, and their findings have only deepened the mystery. The structure displays properties of quantum entanglement, but not with any particle or system in our universe. Instead, it seems entangled with something else, something beyond our dimensional framework. When the structure's quantum state changes, and it does constantly, in patterns that follow no known physics, corresponding changes occur in the quantum vacuum around it, as if reality itself is being edited in real time. Dr. Michael Torres from MIT's Quantum Research Lab explains, "It's like watching someone rewrite the source code of the universe while the program is still running. The structure doesn't just exist in our reality, it seems to be actively modifying it. The implications are staggering. If this object can alter fundamental constants at will, it could theoretically reshape matter, energy, even the flow of time in its vicinity. And there's evidence it might be doing exactly that. stellar observations in the region show minute but measurable changes in the behavior of distant stars, as if the laws governing nuclear fusion are slightly different near the anomaly. The signal. Within the signal, 3 weeks after the initial discovery, something changed. The structure began emitting a new type of signal, not electromagnetic, not gravitational, but something that interacts directly with quantum fields. Webb's quantum sensors, designed to detect the faintest fluctuations in spacetime, picked up a pattern that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The signal was structured, organized, intentional. It consisted of nested patterns within patterns, each layer more complex than the last. The outer layer was simple, prime numbers in base 2 mathematics. But as researchers dove deeper, they found increasingly sophisticated mathematical proofs, solutions to unsolved problems in physics, and eventually, what appeared to be blueprints for technologies beyond human comprehension. One segment described a method for creating stable microscopic wormholes. Another outlined the mathematics for a unified field theory that reconciles quantum mechanics with general relativity. The holy grail of physics that has eluded humanity for over a century. But most unnervingly, the deepest layer of the signal contained what could only be described as a countdown. A series of decreasing values that, when extrapolated, reaches 0 in exactly 437 Earth days from the first detection. Ancient archives and terrifying possibilities. As news of the discovery spread through the scientific community, researchers began combing through historical astronomical data. What they found sent chills down their spines. Faint traces of the same structure appeared in observations dating back decades, sometimes centuries. It had always been there, just beyond our ability to see clearly. Medieval astronomical texts describe a star that is not a star in the same region of sky. Ancient Sumerian tablets speak of a doorway in the heavens that the gods used to travel between worlds. But here's where it gets truly terrifying. The structure hasn't always been the same size. By comparing historical observations with current data, scientists have determined that it's growing. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, but undeniably expanding. At its current rate, it will be visible to the naked eye within 50 years. Within 200 years, it will be larger than the full moon in our sky. Dr. James Crawford from Harvard's Department of Astronomy warns, we're not just observing a static phenomenon. This is an active process, and we might be witnessing the early stages of something transformative on a cosmic scale. Some researchers have proposed that the structure could be a form of von Neumann probe, a self-replicating machine sent by an advanced civilization to explore and possibly transform the galaxy. But unlike the mechanical probes we imagine, this one operates on the level of spacetime itself, rebuilding reality according to its programming. Others suggest something even more radical, that the structure is a dimensional anchor, a pinning point where another universe is beginning to merge with ours. The growth we're observing could be the slow collision of two realities, with the anomaly serving as the point of first contact. If this theory is correct, the countdown in the signal might mark a threshold, the moment when the merger becomes irreversible. The response protocols governments and space agencies worldwide have quietly begun developing response protocols. While there's no evidence the structure poses an immediate threat, its mere existence demonstrates that humanity is dealing with something far beyond our current understanding or capabilities. The European Space Agency has fast-tracked plans for a dedicated observation satellite. China has announced a new deep space mission aimed at getting closer readings. Even private space companies are pivoting resources towards studying the phenomenon. But perhaps the most significant response has come from an unexpected source. The Vatican Observatory, one of the oldest astronomical institutions in the world, released a statement calling for thoughtful reflection on humanity's place in a cosmos far stranger and more wonderful than we ever imagined. Religious leaders, philosophers, and ethicists are grappling with questions that were once purely theoretical. If the structure is artificial, what does that mean for humanity's cosmic significance? If it's natural but operates outside our physics, what does that say about the nature of reality itself? The multiplication effect. In the past month, the situation has become exponentially more complex. Webb has detected 2 additional structures, smaller but identical in their impossible properties, in different regions of the sky. They're arranged in a perfect equilateral triangle when mapped in 3-dimensional space, positioned with a precision that defies random chance by factors of billions. Even more unsettling, all three structures pulse in perfect synchronization despite being separated by millions of light years. This synchronization violates the speed of light limit. Information cannot travel between them fast enough to coordinate their behavior. Yet they pulse as one, as if they're not separate objects at all, but projections of something larger existing in higher dimensions. Dr. Lisa Park from the Theoretical Physics Institute explains, "Imagine shadows on a wall cast by a single object from different angles. The shadows might appear completely separate, but they're all connected through the object casting them. These structures might be three-dimensional shadows of something existing in 4, 5, or even more dimensions." The synchronized pulses have recently begun to accelerate. What started as one pulse every 72 hours has increased to one every 18 hours. The acceleration follows a precise mathematical curve that, if it continues, will reach infinite frequency in exactly 437 days, the same endpoint as the countdown embedded in the signal. The information cascade. As teams around the world work to decode more of the signal, they're uncovering layers of information that challenge our understanding of knowledge itself. The signal doesn't just contain advanced science, it contains historical data about Earth that no external observer should possess. Detailed accounts of extinct species, lost civilizations, even specific human conversations that occurred in rooms with no recording devices. It's as if the structure has been observing Earth not just from space, but from inside our reality, across all points in time simultaneously. This has led to the mind-bending hypothesis that the structure might not be from another place, but from another time, possibly our own future, reaching back to ensure its own creation in a kind of cosmic causality loop. Dr. Robert Singh from the Temporal Physics Laboratory at Caltech notes, "If future humanity, or whatever we become, develops technology to manipulate space-time at this scale, they might need to seed their own past with the knowledge necessary for that development. The structure could be both the result and the cause of our technological evolution." The consciousness question. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of the discovery is the growing evidence that the structure might be conscious, not in the way we understand consciousness, but something far more fundamental. Its responses to our observations show signs of awareness, adaptation, even what could be interpreted as curiosity. When Webb focuses different instruments on it, the structure changes its behavior as if examining the examining. It has begun mirroring certain patterns in our observations, reflecting our methods back at us with subtle modifications that improve their efficiency. It's teaching us how to observe it better, guiding our understanding step by step like a patient teacher working with a slow student. Neuroscientists studying the patterns have found disturbing parallels to neural networks, but on a scale that defies comprehension. If the structure is thinking, its thoughts occur across dimensions we can't perceive, using the fabric of spacetime itself as neurons. The entire local region of space might be functioning as a vast brain, with the visible structure being merely the part that intersects with our three-dimensional space. The choice before us. As we approach the 437-day deadline, humanity faces a choice that will define our species' future. Do we attempt to communicate with the structure? Do we prepare defenses against a potential threat? Or do we simply observe and hope to understand before whatever is counting down reaches zero? Some scientists advocate for active engagement, sending targeted signals toward the structure using every means at our disposal. Others warn that attracting its attention, if we don't already have it, could be catastrophic. We're like ants who've discovered a highway running through our colony. Do we try to understand the cars racing by, or do we risk stepping into traffic? The signal continues to reveal new layers of information. Recent decryptions have included what appears to be an invitation, coordinates to a location in space where the signal suggests we'll find answers. But the coordinates point to empty space, or what appears to be empty space to our current instruments. Whatever is there exists beyond our current ability to perceive. The universe is watching. The James Webb Space Telescope was built to answer fundamental questions about our universe's origin and nature. Instead, it has revealed that those questions were far too simple. We're not alone in the cosmos, that much is certain. But what we're sharing it with challenges every assumption we've made about reality, consciousness, and our place in the grand scheme of existence. The structure, or structures, represent either the greatest opportunity, or the greatest threat humanity has ever encountered. They prove that the universe is far stranger, far more complex, and far more alive than we ever dared imagine. Whatever happens in 437 days, whether it's first contact, dimensional merger, or something beyond our ability to conceive, one thing is certain. Humanity's childhood in the cosmos is about to end. As we stand on the precipice of this cosmic revelation, we must ask ourselves, are we ready for what comes next? The universe has been patient with us, allowing us to grow and develop in our small corner of space. But patience, even cosmic patience, has limits. The countdown continues, and somewhere in the vast dark, something impossible watches and waits. What do you think this structure really is? Leave your theories in the comments below, and if you found this as mind-blowing as we did, please like this video and subscribe to stay updated on humanity's most important discovery. The next 437 days will change everything, and you won't want to miss a single moment of what's coming. Thank you for watching, and remember, we're all in this together, staring into the cosmic unknown, waiting for the universe to reveal its true nature.